Heyo everyone, Hexi here, and this week I'm here to tell you about another weird little arcade game I found in my collection. It's part of a growing number of games in a genre I had no idea I was so deeply in love with, that being the vertically scrolling arcade action RPG. Now, Vandyke was released by UPL in 1990. You play as yet another Conan-esque barbarian with nothing but your sword and your loincloth to protect you. The game follows in the same sort of suit as something like Gaiopolis or Valkyrie no Densetsu, and to a lesser extent games like Elemental Master, where you have a little guy running towards the top of the screen, fighting enemies as they come down towards you. Now, of course, Vandyke starts off having you fight some pretty average enemies, like some giant scorpions, which I am well acquainted with. And some battle toads. But things start getting weird whenever we come up to these cavemen with hammers. Sure, that's not particularly odd for the, barbarian theme, but it's the noises they make that are really strange. See, each of these cavemen make a noise every time they take a step. And sure, that would be fine if there was only one of them. But these guys spawn in packs of at least 10 or 20, so you constantly hear over and over again. Sounds like a big gay orgy, and those cavemen are coming to clap your barbarian cheeks. So shortly after we encounter the horny cavemen, we come across wheelmen? Wheel warriors? I don't even know what I'm looking at, guys. Someone help me here. This is getting a bit ridiculous. I mean, what were they thinking? That this was some sort of genius battle strategy to tie yourself to a wheel and roll towards the enemy? Don't answer that. I've played enough Dark Souls to know how this goes. And then after that, we encounter these fat men with metal boxing gloves that go job job. Not much to say about these guys. They're just a little odd. The constant job job as you're fighting them is pretty funny. And now we come to the first boss of the game, and boy is it a doozy. It is a giant, green, Indian elephant with a genie emerging from its trunk. Need I say more? But seriously, this is absolutely ridiculous bonkers boss design here. I don't know what they were smoking at UPL, but I want some. Also, the elephant's trumpeting noise from this boss fight plays every time you put a credit into the machine, so enjoy hearing that elephant noise every time you insert a quarter. The next level's rather unremarkable, with some reanimating skeletons and barking bats for some reason. And then at the end of the second stage, you fight a Medusa. Nothing too special here. However, don't think that things aren't gonna go back into the ridiculous valley. We're getting there. So on the third stage, we just get outright bondage men with claw gloves. very intimidating. You better gird your loins, boys. And don't worry if you thought that enemy design was a little too basic, because at the end of this level, we come up to some sort of melting worm wizard. The next level's a lava world that mostly rehashes enemies that we've already seen before. And the boss for this one is some sort of skeleton snake. It's a little basic, but you know, things do get wackier once again. The next boss in the game are 2 dragons. What am I playing? Bubble Bobble here? And then, the boss of the level is some sort of bearded Moai statue. And the final level just rehashes some more enemies that we've already seen, but with palette swaps this time. And the final boss is a turtle shell with a spine going up the middle of it, and 4 dragons coming out where the legs should be. They all make Godzilla noises. And that's it for the enemies of Vandyke. But before we go, let's talk about the weapons. Now, they start out with your basic barbarian sword, and then you're able to pick up like a boomerang that can be thrown around and it'll arc across the field. Or you can get a morning star which will swing straight out ahead of you, but you can spin your character to do an area of effect attack. Also, there are bombs. You want them? They're yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rupees. They also wipe out all of the enemies in a given area, so they're very effective. And then aside from that, there are some items that you can pick up, those being health recovery food, and some power-ups that increase your damage, represented by flexed biceps. There's also a bomb item that wipes all the enemies off the screen, but these are rarely interspersed throughout the levels. And that's it for this week, guys. Hope you had fun. Ciao for now, and Hexi out. Thanks go out to my Patreon supporters. Your donations mean the world to me, and I thank you for supporting my future endeavors.